Snapshot 25W05A brought us Datapack version 65 and Resource Pack version 50, with data-driven cows, news for item components, commands, and more. My name is Sliced Lime, and this is a guide to the changes. Let's start with entity and data news, where we now have data-driven cow variants. Just like the pig variants before them, they specify a model, one of normal, cold, and warm, and an asset ID and spawn conditions like other variants. Display entities no longer use the interpolation duration value for their teleport duration. And the summoned lingering potions without a specific type now properly render as lingering potions instead of splash potions. Piglins summoned by the summon command now get the appropriate data to pick up gold items. In attribute news, the fall damage multiplier attribute now works properly when riding horse-like mobs. Let's talk about commands. Text component arguments to the boss bar, scoreboard, and team commands now resolve their components, so you can use context-dependent components. The referenced context is the current entity, @s. Using data commands no longer interferes with running the execute on attacker command, and no longer causes mobs to not attack back when attacked under certain conditions. And entities that are not living entities can now be selected using the team selector argument. For item components, the provides banner pattern component now actually uses hash prefixed tag IDs like was documented in the previous snapshot. The blocks attacks component now has more functionality. It has an optional bypassed by field that specifies a hash prefixed damage type tag. If that is present, that type of damage cannot be blocked by this item. Each damage reduction entry in the component can now also have a horizontal blocking angle, which specifies the maximum horizontal angle between the player facing and the direction to the attack for the blocking to be effective. The default value is 90 degrees. A recipe fix. Crafting transmute recipes now work properly when the input and output items are the same type. There's a new particle type in this version, the Firefly particle, which is a default particle without any parameters. In tag news, the bypasses blocking tag has been renamed back to bypasses shields and now only applies to shields. There's a new block tag called Place Ambient Desert Block Sounds, which, contrary to its name, does not control which blocks play those sounds, but rather which blocks must be under a dead bush to make it play its ambient sounds, and which blocks need to be 8 blocks horizontally from a sand or terracotta block to make them play their ambient sounds. Some game test fixes. Game tests now report errors properly when the structure fails to spawn. You can now have more than one accept block inside the same test. And the structure size fields are now properly restricted to a max size of 48 per axis. In Resource Pack news, in addition to the new textures for new blocks, the pig texture has been renamed to Temperate Pig. The cow texture has been renamed to Temperate Cow, and new ones have been added. But the texture format has also changed with the change of the model. The size of the cow and mushroom textures have also changed. And that's it for this time. Thank you for watching. My name is Sliced Lime, and I'll see you next time.